Welcome to day 16 of the Diamine Inkvent Calendar. Here we've got the calendar, let's find the door. 17, I've got 18, 19 even. Here we go, day 16, found it. Just move this up ever so slightly. Let's take a look what we've got there. Serendipity. Take this out. Pop this over to one side. And let's take a closer look at this ink. So Serendipity, this looks like it's a blue label. So hopefully that means we've got a bluey type colour. What's the ink? It's a shimmer and it's a sheen. I actually can't see much of the shimmer. Maybe that's it there. Looking through the plastic, that looks like maybe a grey. Doesn't seem to be a lot of shimmer in there. It's already gone into suspension by the look of it. Let's pop that to one side. We'll fetch in the colouring card. Here we go. Here's my colouring card. What I'm going to do is give that ink a good old shake. Give it the best chance to get that shimmer into suspension. My first tool, this is the Serendipity dip pen with that broad Yoho nib on it. So we've got here Diamine Serendipity. Being written with a Serendipity pen. And this is Inkvent 2022, day number 16. You know, we're getting closer and closer, aren't we? 16, so that means, what, 9 more sleeps? The next tool, the Pilot Parallels. This is what I'll do my swatch with. Dip that in. See what this looks like when we swatch it. At the moment it's looking like a very dark blue colour. Maybe even a bluey black colour. That's going on quite nicely though. So hopefully one more dip. We'll try and get a nice amount in the middle. So that hopefully will give the shimmer a chance to come out. And then down the side, I'll do my single pass. Quite a dark colour at the moment. Hopefully it'll dry a little bit paler. Let's move that to one side and we'll let it dry. What I'll do now is I'll fetch in my Endless Recorder notepad, 68 GSM Tomoe River paper. So let's fetch back the pen. So we've got day number 17. No, it's not day number 16. I'm trying to steal a day from my life. Serendipity. It dries immediate. Yeah, seeing that nice colour there. 10 seconds. 30 seconds. Finally, 1 minute. Still smudging a bit there. Write a sentence. There we go. Them grumpy wizards coming out again. Certainly I can see at the moment in the word Serendipity, we can see some of that sheen coming through. Now to pop this over to one side, that'll give it time to dry. Whilst it's drying, let's fetch in the Advent Calendar. There we go. The Advent Calendar, which is Santa's Workshop. Get that there so you can see what we've got. Day number 16 is easy to find. It's right here, right at the top. We've got the picture on that side, so what's the question? Can you find Rudolph? And there he is. And in there, we've got a bar of dairy milk chocolate. That'll go to one side. I'll have to eat that quite soon. It's getting a bit warm now where I live in Western Australia, so that's starting to melt a bit already. We'll fetch in next the Ho 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 bag. This is the gift from my wife. For those that are new to this series, over the past year, my wife, she's been collecting various gifts. Most of them are stationery related or related to one of my other interests. And she's been giving me one a day. So let's see what we've got here. Well, I've got to be honest, I can get at this. It's a notebook of some kind. And in here, if I move it down into camera, there we go. That's a bit better, isn't it? This is an A5. It's Oxford, so it will be optic paper and black and red. And this is a journal. Actually quite timely. The current book that I'm using for my journal, I reckon I've got maybe another month left, so I was going to have to buy one. Going to save me having to go out and buy one now. So that's really awesome. Right, hopefully all the inks had a time to dry. We'll fetch in the endless recorder again. And we'll fetch in the swatch card. I'm just going to step away for a few seconds. I'm going to search through my current inks and see if I can find anything which matches this. Like most of the inks in this series, this has actually been quite difficult to find a match for. So if we look here, we've got this nice, down this single pass you can see we've got little bits of blue, and then we've got the sheen and the shimmer coming through really nicely. In here where I've got the swatch, maybe because I've gone on a bit harder and a bit deeper, we've got a different shade of blue showing through, and the shade of blue I see in the writing is a bit darker than what's in this single pass. So I've tried to go more off what I'm seeing there, but we've got a gorgeous red sheen there, and it looks like it's a copper for that shimmer. Really nice. Even the writing up here looks really nice, really catching the light well, and I'm hoping that comes over on the camera. So what did I find to match it? As I say, I've really struggled. So the two that I've brought out, I've got Robert Oster, Great Southern Ocean. I think this back colour looks a little bit similar. As I say, I'm really pushing it to try and get a match. So that was the first one. And then my second one is Diamine Stargazer. This is from last year's Inkvent. That's got, again, it looks like a similar or fairly similar blue background, but it's also got that red sheen. Let's take a look at the chromatography. So here's my chromatography strip. I'll just move that over. So at the bottom here, we can see we've got that coppery shimmer left at the bottom where I drew my line. And then as we go up, we've got a fairly consistent blue colour. You know, it's a bit watery, but I expect that because it's soaking up through the paper. We start coming up towards the top, we get a little bit of a darker shade of blue, but we've got these hints of these bright blue bits showing up. Quite nice. Let's take a look at the writing. Let's move the card off for a second. We've got that sheen there really coming through. You can really see that sheen. Even all the way down to the jovial queen, we can see it. Not seeing as much of the shimmer, but that could be because I'm at a bit of a weird angle to get the camera in, and so that I can actually see it. I sit at a really awkward angle. So that might become more visible later on. You might be able to see it on the camera though. So this is Diamine Inkvent 2022, Day 16, Serendipity.